This.
All right.
This.
3, 2.
This. What? This is the Salt Report. Live from ICAST, the world's largest saltwater fishing trade show. I'm Sean Bean, editorial director of the Fire Crown Fish Group. Here with me, co-hosting Charlie Levine from Angler's Journal.
That's correct. I'm the editor of Angler's Journal. We're going to talk fishing. It's my favorite thing to talk about. It's exciting. How are you, Sean?
Yes, another ICAST. Memories of ICAST, Charlie. Tell me, when you were a young boy coming to ICAST, what do you remember about your earliest days here?
Well, you know, we do go to a lot of shows in this industry, boat shows and things, and I have to say this is probably my favorite show because it's all fishing gear, which is what I prefer to do, so it's been fun. I think this is my 18th or 19th ICAST. There was one year I missed it because I had a kid that was born on July 15th. Happy birthday, Cooper. But other than that, I'm always here.
We've got an incredible lineup, 2 days of coverage here at ICAST. A lot of really awesome guests filling up the day, industry friends, colleagues, partners.
Well, one of the best things about this show is there's certain people I only get to see once a year here. So it will be fun to have all those folks stopping by. Product-wise, it's a little overwhelming. There's thousands of new products out there, saltwater, freshwater, inshore, offshore, kayaks, you know, you name it, electronics, it's all here.
I heard 800 new products in the product showcase last night.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went in there, it's like walking into a tackle shop. A little bit of everything, lots to go over.
We're going to be reporting on the winners of those over the next couple of days, but a lot of great content, a lot of great interviews, a lot of great conversation coming up. Stay with us. This is the Salt Report, ICAST edition.
Wonderful. This is what? The table's creaking. I don't know what to do.
That's all right.
Luckily, it's not live.
That's right. This is the Salt Report ICAST edition. We are excited to welcome our first guest. This is the second generation fishmonger from Captain Clay and Son Seafood in Delray Beach, Florida. Fantastic location, by the way. I've been there with this gentleman. Social media personality. All around awesome person. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Reed Brand. Thank you, Reed. Reed the Fishmonger is here.
Great to see you, buddy.
Great to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
So I saw you last year at ICAST. You're here again. Tell me, what is it you do at a show like this? I mean, are you just meeting your partners, your sponsors, just chopping it up with friends in the industry? What's happening with you?
All of the above. ICAST is one of the coolest things we have going because it's the one time a year all of us are under the same roof. So we have, you know, like you all, we have so many friends in the industry, and it's usually, you know, emails or Zoom or texting, and this is the one time we all get to see each other in person, have those conversations, and meet with existing sponsors, field for new ones, and just keep the conversation and enthusiasm about the industry we're in alive, and it's a blessing to be here.
So for those who are going to be watching who won't be aware of your brand and what you do, pun intended, Reed Brand, Reed the Fishmonger, what would viewers find? How would you define your channel?
Yeah, so we make educational seafood content with an emphasis on sustainability. We're teaching people how to process seafood and get absolute most out of their fish possible. Take commercial out, just recreational. If every single angler in the US alone just got 5% more fish out of every recreationally harvested, every recreationally killed fish in the United States, there would be over 10 million pounds more food. Like, it is staggering. And a 5% extra yield isn't even
it's nothing.
It's not a radical stretch that we could do that.
July 31st, 2023 marked your first educational fish processing video. So you're coming up on your 2-year anniversary. Obviously, exceptional growth and expansion of that brand and your channels and stuff. So that's pretty incredible in less than 2 years, man. So I wanted to fast forward, if I can, to a highlight recently. You had posted an OPA video that had blown up, and you said it was one of your fastest growing, if not your fastest growing video ever. Can you tell us a little bit about the making of how that came to be?
Probably not everyone knows what an OPA is. I'm sure we're going to show a picture, but
yeah,
tell us what an OPA is to start.
You know, an Opa is also called a moonfish, so that might be actually a more familiar name with a lot of folks. It's this beautiful, large, disc-shaped fish. It is the only known fully warm-blooded fish in the ocean. A lot of people hear warm-blooded and they think of sharks and tuna, and they wouldn't be incorrect, but those are regionally warm-blooded fish, whereas Opa is a fully warm-blooded fish. Opa is an absolutely delicious fish. There are multiple parts to the Opa, more so than a lot of other fish, where each cut is very distinct, and they have this large chunk of red meat in the center of it that is an adductor muscle, and you can cook that muscle like you cook beef, and it's absolutely phenomenal.
Reed Brand, Reed the Fishmonger, thank you for making time. Appreciate you, buddy. Keep doing the awesome work. Thanks for being with us.
Great to see you, man.
Great to see you too, man.
Stay with us. More coming on the Salt Report.
What's your favorite knife?
Dexter's white handle 7-inch medium flex. Almost more importantly for people that are having daily use of knives is that it is a softer steel, and it is actually an easier knife to sharpen than a lot of the more expensive, harder steel knives.
And you said, would you like some rum? Or
I did. I said it was too
early
early.
for some rum?
Is it too early?
The only time,
No, it's 10:51.
He said,
Silly
"For
question.
rum?"
only time I ever turned down a glass of rum was when I didn't understand the question.
This is the Salt Report. Just like it says on the banner behind us, we are at ICAST, the world's biggest saltwater trade show. And we are here with an incredibly special guest making time for us today, the fishing industry iconoclast, the host of Walker's Cay Chronicles, writer, conservationist, resident of Florida. I know his address, but I will not divulge it publicly, but he's got a beautiful piece of property set away from the hustle and bustle of life. And we're so appreciative to have the voice of sport fishing television here with us today. Flip Pallot, thank you for joining the program. A round of applause for the right good gentleman, Flip Pallot. Wow.
Boy, do I ever have you guys fooled.
No way.
Oh, man.
How was that intro?
I think
Was
it was
that
a
good? Should I
little
do it
light.
again?
I think
Was
you
it-
could add
Was it-
some
was it too-
accolades there.
Was it too much? Too
No,
little?
I was hoping for a nice intro, though.
Well, anyway, Flip, thank you so much for making time. So ICAST for you is what? It's just a time to see friends and co-workers and people you work with? What do you do here?
You know, there's a lot of that. But there are a couple of businesses here that I have a relationship with, so I spend some time at those booths. And from a lifetime in this industry, there are so many people here that I've crossed paths with through the years. And, you know, it's funny how everything has developed, and the whole ICAST phenomenon, embracing the entire angling community, has grown. You know, we started with the fly tackle dealer shows. The feeling is so much different today in a giant production like this,
Sure.
like ICAST. It's a monster.
Sure.
I mean, it's actually an investment of days to see the whole thing.
And our dear viewers didn't get a chance to see, but the right good gentleman, Flip Pallot, came in like a train robber with this bandana over his face, because it is a giant show, and I'm sure compared to maybe back in the day,
Flip would get
it
stopped
allows
every
you to,
10
if we
feet.
can,
No,
he's
this
going to
is-
show you what he...
No,
he-
this is my invention.
it's your
Flipping
invention.
And
Yeah.
well, I just invented this.
Oh, I see.
It's made out of bamboo, and it's
Nice and cool.
instead of one of those tubes,
Uh-huh.
you just slide over your face. You just put it around your face, Velcro it in the back.
This guy walked into this room and like scared everybody very casually, and we didn't realize it was one of our esteemed guests. But
I had you fooled, right? You didn't know. Who
no idea. So
Yeah, no
anyway,
idea.
we
No idea.
welcome you from 1888 in the train robbing era.
Do not
We really
wear
do.
one of these into a 7-Eleven. That's
Did you learn the hard way?
Yeah, I did.
That one?
I did.
Well, I have to mention, as long as we have you here, we have this beautiful bottle here in front of us, Frigate Reserve, of which you are a partner in. Is that the best way to describe it?
I'm a founding partner.
Okay.
There were 5 of us initially.
Yeah. And we're lucky enough to have a little bit in front of us right now, so I'd like to
To your
toast
very
to
good
Flip.
health, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Flip. And I got to say, Flip, we don't get to see each other very often, and I would be remiss to just not say, and we've have in the back of the room, for obviously people at home can't see, we've got sport fishing television on a big screen playing back there, and you've been the voice of the show for many years now. And I just wanted to take an opportunity to say thank you for being a part of the show for all these years. You've been such a great partner, and it's been so much fun doing it with you. And Eric and I have had the pleasure of recording voiceovers at your home and spending some time with you, and I just wanted to make sure you knew how grateful we were for you being a part of it all these years.
It's very, very sweet of you to say. Sadly, I think it has not been such a pleasure for Eric.
Yeah.
But Eric is like my alter ego.
Yeah.
You know, I record something and I go, man, that sounded good. And then I get a message from Eric, Flip.
Yeah.
You know, come on.
No, I think what he likes to do is to go like, Flip, thank you for sending that VO. Here's the list of corrections you need to make. You know. Anyway, we are going to wrap up and let the right good gentleman put his mask back on and move through the floor.
Coming, Flip.
I just want to say
a
thank you
pleasure.
again, Flip Pallot, for making time for us. We appreciate you so much. Founding partner of Frigate Rum, fly fishing iconoclast, icon, Flip Pallot. Thank you, sir, for being here. Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Charlie.
Thanks,
Thank you.
guys. Thank you, Flip.
Yeah, Flip.
Thank you. Stay with us. More Salt Report to come. We are back. This is the Salt Report ICAST edition. Our next guest,
Another legend.
marine conservationist, artist, author, father, diver, angler, TV host,
Granddad.
Guy Harvey. Round of applause for
Thank
Guy
you.
Harvey.
Thank you,
Look at
guys.
this. What a get. What an A-list get for our show. Thank you, sir, for joining us here.
We've been working together for so many decades.
Yes.
You know? Yeah.
Well,
it's always a pleasure to be
I
here.
think the best place to start, since obviously I was polite enough to wear your merch and Charlie was not. Well,
I
we
asked
talk about
him
a
if
little.
he wanted me to put a shirt on.
So let's talk a little Guy Harvey apparel.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're here exhibiting at the show. Tell us a little bit, a snapshot of where Guy Harvey apparel is in 2025. How's it going? What are you excited about?
This is very timely because we just had a big shake-up of our manufacturing team, marketing team at Introdeco, which is our licensee based in Miami. This is a 40-year-old brand, and we needed a little shake-up and some, renovation.
Sure.
And I think we found the right team to do that. Run by women, which is wonderful, and we're going to expand into freshwater, which
Okay.
we've always been wanting to do, and ladies, and just kind of keep the distance between all the other competing brands that are around that have, lived off my back for 2 decades, basically.
First.
Did you hear that?
And so, yeah, we started this whole thing 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's also a give back, which is important. A lot of people don't know that I'm a marine scientist, a fisheries biologist by profession. So that brings a different level of experience and authenticity to the execution. But there's also a give back to the foundation from the sale of all the merch that gives us a chance to better manage the different resources that are facing all these different predicaments. But also acknowledging that the traditional methods of conservation are not working, we've gone heavily into marine science education in kids, starting with the state of Florida, to try and get them on board, because when we were growing up, when I was 8, 10, 15, all we did was kill everything.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
and that's got to change. And
Yeah.
it is changing now with the proper educational projects.
I also want to have a chance to do some gratuitous plugging for you if I can. I don't know if you recognize these 2 things
Of
I have
course,
on the table
yeah,
here.
Labors of love.
So, Labors of Love, 2 things here. We have Guy Harvey's Underwater World. Tell us, how would you describe this to the viewers out there? How would you describe this book?
This was a much needed project, and I found time during the pandemic, actually, because what else are you going to do with 100 days when you can't leave your house? You write a book that you've been dying to write for a
Guy
long
Harvey
time.
does. I
Well-
ate a lot of ice cream.
This was 120,000 words, and you and your team at the time cut it down to 55,000 words and made it into the perfect
it's
product that it
gorgeous.
is. It's a bit of a brick,
the-
but it covers 20
photography.
years of research, fishing, conservation,
beautiful.
and of course has a lot of art and
Yeah.
photography.
And one more, if
Yeah.
I may. 10,000 Chicken Sandwiches. How would you describe this one? This is your most recent
It
book.
is, and you know that I keep a daily diary, and I'm very meticulous about logging everything that we do, fishing, diving, painting, life, travel, etc. It's all in that diary. Well, my mum taught me the sort of regimen of keeping a diary and doing it on a regular basis, get it into the habit of doing it. And you don't have to write much, but when you see cool stuff like catching fish or diving and seeing some cool stuff, you can elaborate on it. Well, I got a hold of her diaries and transformed them into a book with a little bit of, lateral movement.
Yes. Well, I just want to say thank you to our incredible guest, Guy Harvey. Thank you so much for making time. Have an awesome ICAST. We'll come by and see you at the booth at the end of the day.
That'd be good. I'll introduce you to the new team.
That sounds wonderful.
great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guy Harvey on the Salt Report.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
On the last trip to Panama, I have to tell you, I've seen this about 5 times in 40 years. A massive 10 to 20,000 fish school of jack crevalles, Pacific jack crevalles, with all the bait underneath, and just explosions going off everywhere.
That's incredible.
And this time I had the gear and I had a GoPro and I went in and I got some amazing footage.
All right, the room is abuzz. The Salt Report returns, ICAST edition. Joining us today, Aaron Benzrihem, A-Ben's Fishing, Ryan Izquierdo. Ryan is fishing. 2 of our favorite content creators on the Saltwater Sportsman Adventures squad. Aaron and Ryan, thanks for taking time to join us on the Salt Report today, gents. Welcome to the inaugural edition of the Salt Report.
What's up, man?
What's up?
It's good to be here. We're
Happy
excited.
to be here.
Last time I saw you was not that long ago at Willis
Yes.
Custom Yachts. You were getting prepped to go down to the Keys.
Yes.
Can I ask how that went?
It ended up going good, but unfortunately, like any of these fishing trips we take, we got blown out, so the weather is out of our control. And while the forecast initially was good, when we got there, it was like 30-mile-per-hour gale force winds.
Yes.
So
Sounds
we did
like
have
Florida.
we had to basically shift the entire direction of what we were going to do from
Yes.
offshore to inshore.
Okay.
And we lost our minds a little fishing, 10 hours a day for 4 days, but eventually we made it happen and we did pretty good.
Yeah, Ryan?
You know, the struggle always makes it better. I know plenty of trips I've been on, it's kind of the theme.
Yeah.
You know, when you have to really work hard for that catch. For me, my big fish came a little bit earlier than Aaron's, so when Aaron caught his big fish and ended up catching multiple of them, it was just like super hype.
Yes.
And honestly, great trip. I think we really learned a new fishery as well, which we had never been to before. And I think for the cards we were dealt, we did a great job. And Aaron's my boy.
Yes.
Sunrun, Team Fish Jitsu, black belt. I'm a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, how we kind of came up with the name. And, I love fishing with Aaron, man. He's one of my great friends, and, all the adventures we go on are really cool.
Ryan, I was about to say, Aaron, you were bringing up the Keys. I was like, wow, I think one of the last times there was one that I was involved in was setting you to the Keys last summer when the water temperature was 137
Dude,
degrees.
oh my
And
goodness.
we sent you down there. And Ryan, as you know, it was obviously struggle bus, but your positive attitude shone through on the show. But any fun memories that come back that wouldn't have shown up on the show?
Yeah, so there's one memory in particular, and I bet he's thinking of it right
I
now.
am.
So we took down my wonderful Mako 18 LTS because Saltwater Sportsman works
Plug.
with Mako. While we were down there, it is an excellent vessel and it's very seaworthy, but unfortunately, it doesn't have a T-top. It's a flats boat. So great for the Keys, but no shade. So during the 110-degree heat index, when you wake up at 6 a.m. and you're out until 8:30 p.m., eventually you might come across borderline heat stroke, and that's basically what happened to
Struggle
us.
is real.
There was
yeah.
no shade, no wind, which ideally you want no wind when you're fishing, but when it's in the dead of summer in the Keys, you want a little bit of wind to cool you off.
So we kind of want sun too for spot
it does help.
fishing.
But dude,
Oh
we
my
were literally
goodness.
dying. No exaggeration. We pulled up to Worldwide Sportsman and went to the freezer in the restaurant.
One amazing memory for me. The other team Invasive Species, was not happy, but I had to stick up for our team because we have been dealing with a lot, and I was like, listen, we can't get offshore. Why don't we do a switcheroo? I'm going to hop on the boat with Brent, and Rich will hop on the boat with Aaron. I ended up going offshore. Brent ended up catching one of his biggest fish of his life on jig, which is this giant amberjack. I caught a crazy queen snapper, and it was insane. I will say it.
That's a lot.
It was one of my favorite
Just reeling
catches
the
ever.
Freaking weight in. That's
Ryan, I will tell you, because we love, because obviously we're always captioning video and audio, and one of the things you, as you well know, when you need in like, whether it's like a fishing commercial or sizzle reel, you want to hear the like hoots and hollers of like excitement.
I'm sure
and
the
you gave us
editors were
one of the
seeing
great
that audio
ones.
clipping constantly.
So
with me.
you are going to be, I guarantee if you watch our videos for the next 10 years, you're going to hear your, oh! We were talking earlier about some of your adventures in the Amazon. I wanted to give you a second to talk about some standout memories or moments
It's
from
crazy.
that.
Peacocks?
Oh, peacocks, payaras, giant catfish, sleeping on the side of a river overnight where we're not supposed to be, camping with indigenous people, eating alongside of them, immersing yourself in the culture, surrounded by stinging insects, howler monkeys, toucans, you name it.
Ben's fishing, Ryan is fishing, members of the esteemed Saltwater Sportsman Adventures teams. And just, we appreciate both of you and all the excitement and stoke you bring to it. Have a great day at ICAST. Salt Report, stay with us.
Hey everyone, we're back live at ICAST here in Orlando, Florida, and you're watching the Salt Report. We're reporting on all the fun stuff here at ICAST. We've got a guest who's deep in the show production from American Sport Fishing Association, Mr. Rob Shane.
Hey, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you, man. So how's your week going? Just a little busy?
A little bit. We had our big opening this morning with the industry breakfast. We had a lot of fun yesterday at On the Water, and the golf tournament on Monday, Lunkers and Bunkers, went great. ICAST Cup was a huge hit, and I think we're halfway home now, at least for us. I know everybody else who just started this morning's getting started, but on our side, we're halfway home, ready to get back on a plane and go back.
And I heard off camera, I have to say, Charlie kind of criticizing the coffee.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I was
geez.
wondering
I'm
whether or
such
not
a
you wanted to
diva.
make a statement on air about,
No comment.
Like maybe Anglers Journal could sponsor the coffee
Well,
at ICAST, and that would be an easy way to solve this.
I need some strong coffee. It's a long day, bro.
I certainly know somebody who'd be happy to take his money.
But let's talk about the show for a second because it's multifaceted. It's new products. It's also a lot of education, awareness. There's seminars to help. All your members are companies in the tackle industry. So you guys do seminars about excise taxes and all these interesting things. So where are we at? What's the talk of the show from your members?
Yeah, so we're right here in Orlando, Florida at the 2025 ICAST show. It is the largest gathering of sport fishing industry in the entire world. It's the largest fishing tackle trade show on earth. We have, I think, 600 companies exhibiting this year, more than 10,000 people walking the show floor, retailers, buyers, manufacturers, media members like yourselves. You name it, they're here. We're having a great time. Hopefully a lot of people are making some deals down there and getting after it.
Along with the many things that you do, you're also a writer. You actually have an upcoming column in Saltwater Sportsman. You handled the conservation column for an upcoming issue. And the headline is the Big Five. It's the most critical issues and potential solutions facing America's saltwater anglers today. And without making you, read your story again, but you address shark depredation, you address the forage fish management. Maybe could you share a couple of the highlights or topics from that story that you think mean the most to the industry or to us?
So let's start. Yeah, I'll start with sharks because we are here in Florida, and I know Florida's
it's a problem.
Offshore fishing. I live in Northern Virginia, but if I'm hearing about it, a couple hundred miles away. I know it's a big deal. And shark depredation, especially for our offshore anglers. We just had our 2-day red snapper season in the South Atlantic. We can
Don't
talk
blink,
about that too.
because you might miss it.
You already did. But there's more sharks and there's more fishermen. And sharks are an important part of every ecosystem. But at a certain point, whether it's just the level of enjoyment, if you're losing half the fish you're bringing to the boat. There was a study that came out not too long ago that said 77% of anglers experience shark depredation. You're losing your tackle. You're losing a lot of money if you're a charter captain or recreational angler and you've gone however many miles offshore to lose hundreds of dollars worth of gear while you're out there to sharks. And then on top of that, there's a safety issue too. Human safety and the safety of the fisheries. The biggest issue is that sharks have super complex management structures, either between state managers, federal managers, and then international treaties. So what we're hoping to do is pass the Shark Act, It passed, I think, in the House earlier this year. Get it through the Senate. It creates a task force to study how we can reduce shark depredation, keep anglers safe, keep charter captains and others in business, and also protecting sharks too.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rob Shane. Stay with us on the Salt Report. We're now going to go down to our Florida correspondent, Eleni Bandy, who's down on the floor reporting on all the cool things happening down there. Stay with us.
We're at ICAST day 1. Can you tell us a little bit about your booth? We see the Lorax here. What's going on here?
We're a concentration group for hunting and fishing rights, and we would just love to save the trees, save the environment, you know.
I am inside a converted bus at the Bajío booth, one of the fan favorite booths here at ICAST. You crossed the country 6 times last year in this bus.
It's 40th birthday, so it's 40 years old. I guarantee I'm the only dude driving a 40-year-old short bus across the country that many times last year.
Cheers.
Chink. Cheers. Chink.
Cheers.
Day 1.
Well, I'm here with Al Perkinson from Bajío. Al, you have one of the most unique booths that I've seen here at ICAST, and I just absolutely love coming here every year to see what's going on. I know you've got the tattoos, you've got the haircuts, the bus.
We've been coming to ICAST for a long time with other brands. It's just a great place for the whole community to get together. It's kind of the only time that we get to see everybody, you know, all the pros and the people with other companies and stuff like that. And we like to have fun with it, you know, what fishing's all about, right?
We're back. You're at the Salt Report. We're in ICAST. This is Orlando, Florida. It's much cooler in here than it is out there. We've got our next guest, one-time editor of Fly Fishing Saltwaters, longtime friend, John Frazier. Great to have you, buddy.
John Frazier's in the building.
Hey, thank you guys so much for having me. It's
straight out of Montana?
Straight out of Montana.
You came aboard, you were like fresh out of college.
I was in college.
Wow. It was, that was a cool time to be in publishing too.
It was.
We had travel budgets and great magazines and awesome staff. A lot of young people. It was a good time, man.
It was a very, very happy time in my life, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. And we crossed over a little.
We did. I remember very distinctly when I was very early on hearing that you and a couple art directors were getting a Jeep and loading it up with fly rods and doing like a cover shoot. Do you remember that one? Yeah, I remember that was when I first, and it was awesome. I even heard, obviously I've been working on sport fishing television for a while, and I know you had worked on it a bit, and I think you had worked on an episode in Nicaragua. Didn't you get eaten alive by bugs? Like, wasn't there some incredible bug infestation,
I
invasion?
can't remember what the bugs were, but it was at night. I mean, you couldn't even see. The bugs were just so thick. You couldn't open your mouth.
Yeah.
You know, it was a really cool. Now that's an interesting trip for sure.
But let's talk about Simms for a second.
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys have been cranking out a lot of cool product the last few years. You know, I got to do a story with your help on the founder of Simms, John Simms. I got to interview this guy. What a remarkable story that was. How he invented neoprene waders and those chums things, all this cool stuff.
Yeah, so he was Croakies.
Oh, Croakies.
Okay. Croakies, and then so the cool thing about John, he kind of lived the life we all want to live. In the wintertime, he was a ski bum. In the spring, summer, and fall, trout bum. So he started kind of making little knickknacks for ski patrolling, guiding, and that over time elevated into Simms fishing products. And he's a really cool guy. He's kind of a Renaissance man, artist.
You can see like the gears are always
100%.
going in that. Even as you know, he's an older guy now, but he still
fishes. Yeah, he's a cool guy for sure.
And I would say Simms has always been well known for making incredible waders, but now across the board, cold fishing, tropical fishing. There's some footwear. Is there some products right now that are really hot that you want to mention? Or
Waterproof breathable waders made in Bozeman. That's really kind of what put us on the map.
I've seen them. There's these
Seen them
giant
being made.
scissors.
Yeah, it's a cool process to watch. But yeah, from waders then to wading boots, and like you say, now it's pretty much every category from packs and bags to lifestyle clothing. You know, as far as, you know, hot products right now, the Pursuit shoe, that's a tough one to keep in stock. People are really loving that one. And then, of course, our Solar Flex hoodies, especially the ones that have the cooling technology in it. But
anti-bug.
Yep, Bug Stopper's a very popular collection within Sims for sure.
Well, good to see you, buddy.
Always good to see you guys.
Yeah, thank you for stopping by, John.
Absolutely.
Congrats. And again, Destination Baja, where can they find it? Where's the best place for everybody to come see it?
Simsfishing.com, and you can just navigate to Destination Baja, and or our YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, see Destination Baja and all the previous chapters of that incarnation. John Frazier with Sims, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you,
Congrats.
Sean.
Appreciate you, man.
Charlie,
Pleasure,
good to
buddy.
see you, buddy. All right, thank you guys.
Thanks for stopping by. This is the Salt Report. Stay with us.
Hey everybody, we're back to the Salt Report, live from ICAST, Orlando, Florida, 2025. We've got three very well-dressed gentlemen here from Pelagic to talk about their new sports gear. What's up? You guys look pretty nice. What's up with the new digs?
Doing awesome. Well, we decided to have a little fun here at ICAST this year, and our president, Chris Rea, surprised us with these beautiful sport coats. And speaking of that, Charlie, because you've been associated with our brand for so long and you're a fan, we brought you a special...
This is the Charlie edition?
A special just for you.
Wow, look at this.
An elite company.
I feel like it's my bar mitzvah.
And we got you your own Pelagic sport coat. We figured you didn't enjoy that, so...
Thank you so much.
We
This
appreciate
is really
you.
cool.
We appreciate you.
I don't think I've ever seen a fishing themed blazer. That's inspired.
Look great, Charlie.
Is this
Just go to formal immediately, right? You put that on. You're dressed up.
Eventually, it will be available.
Could you imagine the prom poses with this thing? So let's talk some product. Jared, what you got for us today?
A waterproof bib and jacket. Here it is, built out mainly for like this is a heavy duty.
Oh, yeah,
it's got
commercial grade.
What's great about it is that what we were trying to focus on is staying focused on comfort as well, and it's really hard when you're dealing with these waterproof type fabrics, but building it with a tree coat backing, it's still flexible, it still moves with you. We got neoprene sleeves to keep the water from going up. We got extra durability on the knees. This is really our workwear type waterproofing. The fabric is a little bit heavier, completely waterproof, welded seams. The thing is durable. The other thing is that really bringing in, a lot of it was for warm weather, and we are kind of expanding and bringing in more of like our pants. Still dealing with very lightweight fabrics though. So these are a nice stretched nylon. But we built them out, and so you feel like you don't even really have them on. But they give you the protection, the sun protection, bug protection. These things are quite durable. Tool pockets on the side reinforced. We got zippers here inside for hiding things. Really built out here on the inside waistband. Flexible. We have these draw cords that you can either feed these things to the inside and only wear a belt, or you can use them just with a drawstring. So we really thought about every angle of this, and it's just kind of your everyday go everywhere on pants.
So it's been a big request from our pro team guys of sun protection, and so you'll have something that's lightweight for warm weather. Everything's DWR as well, so blood gets on it, you can just hose it off, everything comes off real easy. It's meant to kind of go in and out of the water too, quick drying. And this comes in a series, so we have this fixed waist one, just our fly line. We have an elastic waist version, so just an additional comfort. And then we have, these both come in shorts as well. So it's pant and short, fly line, Palomar, and just a great all-around program. So these were new, kind of coming into 2025.
Excellent.
And something we'll be building off of as we go forward.
Thanks for all that you guys do. I hope you have a great ICAST. Thanks for this jacket, man. I'm feeling pretty sharp.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Charlie.
Charlie. We appreciate it.
Yeah, great to see you guys.
Love it.
Take care.
Thank you so much.
Sam Atwell, rep, brand ambassador with Columbia PFG. Welcome to the Salt Report, Sam. Thanks for
Fishing
joining
guide
us.
extraordinaire.
Thank you for
Fishing
having me.
guide extraordinaire.
I feel honored. Thank you very much.
What does a Columbia brand ambassadorship mean for you being here for a few days? Is it a lot of kissing babies, shaking hands?
For me, being an ambassador is great because I make a living on the water every day, and a lot of what I do pays dividends for companies that are trying to promote themselves in those markets. So, in fact, recently, I spent 297 days on the water.
That's a lot of days.
That's a lot of days. And I still love what I do.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have the right gear, the right clothes, the right boots, the right boats and rods and reels, it would be a lot harder.
Well, what kind of product did you bring to show
what's some
us
cool
today,
stuff?
Sam?
I brought a few different things. Like I said, working with Columbia a lot. One of the companies that I really appreciate, a lot of anglers, guides, having tools on board is there are no such thing as having too many tools. Whether it be pliers, in this case, a release knife. So some people would think it's a letter opener. It's not. It's not a letter opener.
Same sort of technology.
You could probably use it for that, same technology, but won't rust out on you. Comes with an amazing sheath. A company named Sportsman's Release Knife makes this thing, and you put it on your waist like a pair of pliers, you wouldn't even know it's there. It's beautifully comfortable.
It's a handy tool.
Intended, right? So sailfish, and they don't like being grabbed. You and I had talked about that. A lot of fish don't like being grabbed. It's not good for them. It's not good for you. I've got the scars on my hands to prove it. Grabbing tarpon a day ago. So you get them up close to the boat, cut the line, let them go. They shake the hook in 24
They
48
also
hours.
don't like when you pop that
They don't.
line off
They
because
don't.
you're giving them a lot of
They
extra
don't.
pressure.
And the last thing I need is yet another
Look at you.
cut on my.
I can't compare scars with this
It's
guy.
brutal. It's brutal. I need a lotion sponsor. So once again, Columbia, right? Boots are invaluable. Whether we're fishing in the wintertime or here in the summertime, right? You get rained on, wet feet is the worst thing ever. These things, super comfortable.
Yeah.
I've worn
And very light.
A lot of boots, super comfortable, very light. They've got OmniMax Tech, which essentially is just a comfortable boot. That's the OmniMax feel. But I've used a lot of boots. I'm going to be hanging on to those things for a little while.
I've also noticed they gave more of the shaped insole as opposed to the deck boots tend to just be very flat.
Oh, yeah,
for
look
sure.
at how much
More of
cushion
like
is there.
like a sports shoe.
I feel like I'm wearing a shoe.
Yeah.
Which is great. Last but not least, keeping the sun off of us. I mean, back in the day, a lot of the guys were wearing jean shorts and cotton t-shirts.
Yeah.
Those days are gone. So having a shirt, a sun shirt that
gosh.
keeps the sun off you, and
that comes up to here.
I feel like a lot of those shirts nowadays too. You're out in the sun, and it almost feels like you're wearing a plastic bottle. A lot of it is not like the cottony material anymore. This is not like that. It feels like I'm almost wearing nothing, to be honest with you. But it keeps the sun off you. I can't wake up every day at 4 a.m. sunburned. I have to keep the sun off me, and this is how we do it.
Well, this is fun. Sam, thank you so much for stopping by.
Absolute pleasure, guys.
I am going to get on the water
pleasure.
with
Thank
you.
you so much for having me.
Sam.
It means a lot.
It's great stuff. Columbia
It's
makes
great to
great
be here.
stuff, and obviously you're a great ambassador for them.
Thank you. I
very
appreciate
cool.
that.
Sam Atwell, Captain Sam Atwell, Columbia brand ambassador, fly guide, all around gentleman. Thanks for being with us here on the Salt Report. Stay tuned for more.
Yeah.
Woo! 3 simple words. Mike from Quantum. That's how he wants to be known. He's known through the industry simply. We're not going to use words like senior and vice and president. He's Mike from Quantum, down to earth dude, here to talk about some awesome new product he has. And another special guest, Nick Carter, deputy editor, Saltwater Sportsman, is here to join the conversation. Mike, thanks for joining us. Here to talk Quantum. Well, maybe the best place to start, because I know for as big as 2025 certainly has been, 2024 had a big reinvention, revitalization of the brand as you moved into the saltwater space.
Yep.
So tell us a little bit about the origin story there, and how that has been over the past year for you all.
Yeah, so appreciate it. Last year when we came to ICAST, we brought a new brand, totally revitalized Quantum, and people were really questioning, you know, what changed, why the change. And Quantum had actually turned 40 years old last year, so the brand's been around for quite some time. It's always been a high-end, freshwater-focused brand, but as part of our larger company, we have other sister companies that already make higher-end freshwater tackle. So we did some research and found out that Quantum had a very good reputation in saltwater. We rated high on a lot of different scales, and we said, you know, this brand
Back in the day.
yeah, it for sure is right to go after the saltwater market. We opened a headquarters in Stuart, Florida. Down in Stuart, Florida, you can fish 365 days a year, and we really like to fish. Every guy on the team, they're not desk jockeys, they're anglers. And they're good at whatever their specialty is, sales, marketing, or development. And we started putting together a product plan, spinning tackle focus, because we're really spinning tackle guys, all sealed. No other brand's done that in the industry, so everything we're building is sealed to some various level of sealing. And we have a product plan built out for the next 3 to 5 years that's going to make a stir on the saltwater rods and reels side of the business.
Well, you can see that Charlie is having trouble focusing because he wants to play around with your product. So what are we looking at here? Tell us a little bit about what Charlie's distracted with.
Yeah, so last year we launched 2 series, or 2 families as I call it, this year, and they were right in the core of the market, so the Strive and the Benchmark. And then this year we're coming out with 1 above and 1 below that. Again, all spinning tackle focused. This is on the higher end here. This is the Cabo. So the Cabo has been in the business for over 20 years. The original Cabo was launched back in...
We were talking about that.
Yeah, 2003. Yeah, so everybody's had a couple Cabos. We relaunched the Cabo this year. This is 3rd generation. It's lighter. It's sealed to IPX standards, so that means it can be submerged up to 4 feet underwater without water getting inside the gearbox or the drag system.
I went offshore. I think I caught a couple of sailfish,
Yeah.
or I caught one. The boat caught a couple of sailfish on a Cabo.
Yeah.
I believe it was a 6,000 we were using.
6s, yeah.
And some great big bonita, and the drags on these things are smooth.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a nice reel.
Yeah, and that's our highest end. We're also coming out with one on the lower end of the price spectrum. So this is the Merit reel. It actually retails for $100.
No way.
Yeah, and it's sealed as well. So no brand has ever put out a reel at this price point sealed to IPX6 standards. So this means this reel can be
$100.
Yeah, it can be sprayed high pressure jets without water getting inside the gearbox or the drag system.
That's impressive.
Thank you, Mike. It's the Salt Report with Mike Rice at Quantum.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
Thank y'all.
This next guest was airlifted from Isla Parita in Panama, from the Gulf of Chiriquí. We are here with Captain Shane Jarvis, the owner-operator of Sport Fish Panama Island Lodge. Welcome, Shane. Very good, everybody. Round of applause for Captain Shane Jarvis. I do want to start the conversation if I can. We learned a little bit behind the scenes when you and Charlie ran into each other. He had told some story, apparently, like, were there some sort of, like, were you, like verbally abusing him on a boat? Was he not coming through on the fishing that you were hoping for?
It was more like the Big Brother treatment, where I'm into this, like, 200-pound tuna, like, dying, you know? It's 5 million degrees on the equator, and he's like, come on, Charlie! I was like, I don't know.
Is that how you remember it, Shane? Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So I thought there was going to be 2 sides. It turns out there's one side to every story, as it turns out.
He takes it very well, you know.
Well, I've read one in our magazine, and then I don't know who the other one was, but they both started, funny enough, the story the exact same way. I don't know if you've noticed it with you, and it's a quote. It's like, hold on, and it's you just jacking the wheel of the boat. I'm like, both stories started with you yelling at everybody, hold on, and like tearing off. So that seems like you've got a system that works.
First, I mean, from experience, if I don't say hold on, the one time I don't say it is when the guy will slip and fall. So I say hold on a lot because we're moving. I mean, we do a run and gun style of fishing. So like Charlie said, you know, what we do is really more like hunting because it's very visual. We run out. I mean, we'll use the radar. We run, you know, 10, 15, 20, 30 miles offshore from our island and go out and look for these pods of porpoises, you know, that are the tunas are with. And we find them, you know, visually, and, you know, usually first off by radar, and then run to see the birds diving, and then you see the porpoises, and then
so much life out there. It's insanity.
So we run up to the action, however it may be. It could be moving fast, it could be moving slow, and we'll throw poppers. Depends on the clients as well, but you know, we'll throw poppers, we'll pitch live baits, we'll get in front of them and put chunks of sardines down with, you know, with a handful of sardines and get them to come up and eat that, because tunas are real finicky fish. You know, sometimes you'll put a live bait in front of them and they'll swim right by it and they'll go and eat the piece of plastic. You know, that's just how it is, or vice versa.
And you just kind of glazed over it, but you're like, yeah, we're on an island. They operate on an island off Panama. Yeah. And so they're 20 miles closer to the bite than pretty much anyone around. And everything you do, it's like in the morning you go down the hill, you jump in this little dinghy, and they ferry you out to the boats, and it's just remarkable.
Well, I want to give a chance to give the viewers an explainer. Would you mind giving a boilerplate about Sportfish Panama, like a snapshot of the property, the lodge?
Sure. Yeah. Well, we're on Isla Parida, which is about a 10 square mile island, about 10 miles off the coast, the Pacific coast of Panama, near the Costa Rican border. Okay, so everybody flies into Panama City. Okay, so there's direct flights from Orlando, Miami, Tampa, Houston, San Francisco. Our packages are pretty much seamless. So the island and all the little islands around us are undeveloped. There's no infrastructure, no roads, no electricity, nothing like that. They're basically just a big jungle. Although we are remote, we've got all the amenities, air conditioning and high-speed internet, hot water.
Well, we were lucky enough to come there for Sport Fishing Television. You hosted us, made a couple incredible episodes. So thank you so much for hosting. The boys had an incredible time. It's an incredible lodge. Obviously, all kinds of world-class lodges in Central America. Sportfish Panama Island Lodge is top-notch. Check it out. The URL is right here on the shirt. fishpanamatoday.com. And thank you, Shane, for being with us and talking.
Yeah.
Really
Charlie,
appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. All right. That's Captain Shane on the Salt Report. Thanks for being with us. Another very special guest. I hold in my hand an issue of Saltwater Sportsman, which the gentleman to my left has been writing for since 1983.
You know, it pains me a little bit to say it, 1983.
So impressive.
I was in 5th grade when I took on the job.
Because his rates were very low, if I remember. That's
I
why
worked
we
for
hired
peanut butter
you.
and jelly sandwich till I was 18, and I worked for a cold beer.
So you've seen his byline in the magazine. You very, very well have been in one of his seminars through the Saltwater Sportsman National Seminar Series. The one, the only, George Poveromo is here on the Salt Report. Thank you, George.
Well, appreciate you guys having me here, as always. And, you know, Saltwater Sportsman family, of course, we're here. And Charlie Levine, I've known this guy for a long, long, long time, too. He's an industry standard. So it's like the little family
Charlie
here.
You know, it's
All
great
the
to
love
see you
today.
again. We had George on the Anglers Journal podcast recently. That was a lot of fun. I learned some stuff about you I never knew. Very cool. You've had a great career, and now, what are we doing with this?
I got the message that you know, Rapala was going to have a saltwater type segment. So Dan Quinn from Rapala got a hold of me. He's texted me, and he says, George, they want us to come up do a saltwater or something with our lure. He said, you're a saltwater guy. Would you go up there and do it?
Well, I can't think of a better guy to do it.
Well, Dan Quinn, we hope this is money well spent.
Now,
thank you for your sponsorship dollars. Over to you, George.
Now, here's a little factoid that I don't know if many people would know, because I call, you know, Rapala.
Oh,
and
this is a good debate.
A lot of people say it's Rapala, isn't it? And it says, no, it's
No.
actually Rapala, because the founder, Lori Rapala, that's how they pronounce the last name. And it had become, I guess, an Americanized over the decades where people call it Rapala. So I still call it the original Rapala, which is the correct way of saying that, and you say that, and a lot of people look at you and said, this guy's in the industry, he can't even say Rapala?
I said it wrong for many
But I also
years.
know because they're based in Minnesota, Minneapolis, that I think I put that drawing, it's like Rapala. You know, it's very Minnesota to say Rapala. You don't say Rapala, you say Laurie Rapala.
Again, you go for the original, you come out of Finland. So the Rapala.
I'm pretty sure Minneapolis was around before Finland.
Maybe.
Get your history straight, George, please. Anyway, back to these wonderful
This is
Rapala products.
The wounded minnow. Poor little thing. No, this looks really cool. Have you been pulling these? I bet it swims
this
like
is basically, I like to call it a lifelong standard. This is the CD18, Rapala Magnum. It's one of their deep divers, and if I tallied up the fish I've caught on this from the beginning of my career, from inshore, it's an unbelievable snook lure for trolling deep inlets around deep bridges. Kingfish tear it up, wahoo tear it up, almost everything eats it, and it's a standard. And they came out with their brand new edition of the big CD18 with different paint finishes. So they really came and match up remarkable finishes for a lot of the bait fish. And I got one of these last week. They're just starting to come out on the market. And we were running down to Key Largo to shoot an inshore-oriented show. So we're going to the no-wake sections in Miami. And also during the winter time, which a lot of people don't know, so not only get an education on how to pronounce Rapala, but during the winter time, gag groupers come inside the intercoastal waterway.
And the shallow water grouper fishing.
And the intercoastal waterway.
So fun.
So when you go these no-wake zones, everybody complains about it. Pull a CD18 and the gags eat it. So we did that last week, even though we're in the heat of July, and boom, we catch a black grouper. Way down, let it go, and then missed another one, and then we continued to run to Key Largo. So this thing catches every single thing under the sun, and it's a deep diver, and that is for fishing inlets that are about 12 to 18 or so feet deep. Now, when you fish in shallower passes or whatever, or you're working down bridges that are, say, maybe 8 to 10 feet deep, then you would go with the 14. Or they got a short lip 15. It was always good. That won't run as deep. But the whole objective for snook, grouper, what have you, is you want that troll and as close to the bottom as possible while hanging up. 50-pound fluorocarbon leader is all you need. When you go offshore, so you got to put the single strand wire on that. The problem with a single strand wire is these lures pulsate so much and dig that sometimes it could put a kink in the wire, and fish don't strike as much with a wire versus a monofilament. So for the offshore, when we drag these things, for wahoo, or we put them in a weed line, we'll go with 100-pound fluorocarbon leader, maybe 130. You get more strikes. You might lose a plug or two, which is good for Rapala. It'll sell an extra plug or two when they lose it, but never over rig, and you get more strikes with mono and fluorocarbon versus a wire leader.
That's a good tip.
What about?
You mentioned wahoo.
Yeah, now this is what you talk about wahoo or the tunas.
Really?
For yellowfins, or if you go up north, you drag for bluefins. But in our area, into the channel for bimini or out in the Gulf, and especially for wahoo, they have the Sarda plug, which is a baitfish type body plug that has just a real tight wobbling action when it goes through the water, and it's weighted heavily. And the thing about the Sarda is it stays in the water. It's designed to pull upwards to 14 knots. So if you're thinking about running 10, 11, 12 miles an hour with your boat or whatever, you drag one of these off the flat line way back, and that would stay in the water at the higher speeds. And wahoo in particular react to faster trolled lures, where this comes in. And yellowfins we eat them, big dolphin we eat them, but they're really good with wahoo. And again, it goes back to rigging them as one of the techniques in there too. They'll figure, it's a big heavy plug, we're going to go with heavy single strand. And again, what we talked about earlier, you troll that, and a lot of excess vibration could weaken a single strand. If you go to the Bahamas, an area that has these larger wahoo, then you might want to do 7x7 cable that, say, 80 pound or maybe 140 pound in there to prevent a cutoff, something that has more flexibility in it. But general offshore trolling, like if we'll go offshore to South Florida, for example, and try to drag one, we'll rig us 150 pound to our 200 pound mono or fluorocarbon leader at the most because of the flexibility and again to draw more strikes.
George, you're such a mentor and you're so kind with sharing tips. You were coming here to talk about a product, and I think we learned 7 new things while you were sitting here. What do you expect from the guy who's been offering tactics and tackle for so long? George Poveromo, thank you so much for being with us on the Salt Report. That's everything from here for Rapala. Thanks for being with us.
Get in here, Sean.
I don't have arms long enough. We'll put all the lures there, make Rapala happy, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, do it right.
Yeah, yeah. Get the Sarda. Do you have any opening statements, Charlie? Or I should say closing statements? Do you have any opening closing statements?
We started with a bang. We had some incredible guests, Flip and Guy Harvey, and it just kind of rolled on from there. It was fun working with you for the first time. It's fun to see Angler's Journal alongside all these great fishing magazines.
It was you are a co-hostess with the mostest, so it's been an awesome day with you. We've seen a lot, we've worn a lot, we've tried a lot, we've laughed a lot, we've talked a lot, and now it is happy hour, Charlie.
Yes.
So we'll see you for day 2. Thanks for joining us for the Salt Report ICAST edition.
That's a wrap. Almost.
Cut.